What is going on, everybody? It is I, the one and only Geark Skywalker, coming to you with another video today. So today we're going to be going over episodes 4, 5, and 6 of the Bad Batch series. So I'm going to keep this very brief, and I mean legitimately brief, just because these episodes have been okay. I would say out of all three of them, episode 6 has probably been the best one out of all three of these episodes. Episode 1 is still my favorite of the Bad Batch, just because it was just so action packed. It was so cool to see Kamino again. It was just so well done, and of course it led into everything that we're at now in the series. But it's getting better. In episode 4 of the Bad Batch, they go to the planet Pantora. Pantora is a planet. Well, the Pantorans are the blue people in the Star Wars universe. And funnier, if you don't believe me or not, believe it or not, George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, is a background character in Revenge of the Sith, and he is Chairman Papanoia, the leader of the Pantorans. That's his background character in Revenge of the Sith, and they adapted that background character and his daughter Katie, who played his daughter, who was a background character in Revenge of the Sith, who was also blue, and made him a character arc in Star Wars The Clone Wars, when his daughters, I should say, get kidnapped by the Neimoidians of the Trade Federation. But anyway, they go to Pantora to get some supplies, fix up their ship. They pay this Celestian off. Celestians are Naya Nub species. Naya Nub is in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon with Lando Calrissian in Return of the Jedi at the Battle of Endor. They pay him off so they doesn't have to scan their ship, because, they don't want to be found by the Empire or found out that they're deserters. But he still contracts a bounty hunter. A bounty hunter that we see in The Mandalorian. A bounty hunter by the name of Fennec Shand. This is in her younger years. At this point in the Star Wars canon, she is 29 years old, and she's been contracted to look for Omega. So they're getting supplies. Hunter and Echo and Omega go for supplies while Tech and Wrecker are fixing the ship. And while they're getting supplies, Omega gets distracted, and she runs off. It's like a dog-like creature. I mean, it's not really a dog, but it's basically a dog in the Star Wars universe. And it grabs her little clone trooper action figure. That's a thing. And one of the dogs grabs it, and then the cart starts rolling off. She chases after it. She gets lost, and then Fennec Shand finds her because she can track her. And Hunter eventually catches up to her, and then Fennec kidnaps her for a time. Then Wrecker finds her, and then once again, she's trying to get away from Fennec. There's a chase in the skies of Pantora, and eventually they outsmart Fennec. Hunter throws a explosive device on her, on the airspeeder that she stole from a guy that she threw off of it, pretty much. And she jumps off the last second, survives, obviously, because, she's going to be a Mandalorian. And she tells the Celestian, if they come back here again, you know how to contact me. Episode 5, they meet up with an informant of the Jedi who is a Trandoshan female named Sid. Sid tells them, I need you to go find a... Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. To go find a kid for me by the name of Sid. And... Not Sid. To go find a kid by the name of Muchi. Now, what they don't know is that Muchi is a Rancor. Now, it's not the same Rancor that kills or tries to kill Luke in Return of the Jedi. They eventually do find Muchi, who's being sold into slavery by the Zygerian Empire. The Zygerian Empire was an arc where the Zygerian Empire worked with Count Dooku and enslaved Ahsoka Tano's people, the Togruta. They're like Twi'leks with the long hair-like braids, except they're a little bit different. They're a subspecies of the Twi'leks, and they're a humanoid species too. Anyway, so the Zygerian Empire is trying to revive itself because Anakin and Obi-Wan and Ahsoka and Rex pretty much topple it. And then so as they're, getting on the planet, one of the Zygerians' dragon creatures attacks them, and then they get shocked and captured and put collars around their necks. They go to the Bad Batch's ship. They look for Omega. Omega was hiding too well, so they don't find her. She goes out. She finds them, and then she sees there's a cage. She unlocks the cage right before the Zygerians grab her. And then she unlocked the cage. They try to secure the cage. It's too late. Muchi the Rancor, an adolescent Rancor at that, so it's a miniature size, not the giant one that Luke has to deal with in Return of the Jedi, starts attacking and going ham on the Zygerians. And, it doesn't end well for them. They escape. They get Muchi off the planet, but not before having to have Wrecker show his alpha authority and have to defeat the Rancor in combat. And he does. Now, who's winning this Rancor, you may ask? Well, it would be Jabba's right-hand man himself, Bib Fortuna, who we also see in both Return of the Jedi and Mando Season 2. He's the big fat Twi'lek that Boba Fett kills at the end of Mando Season 2, if you stay around after the credits. And that's how Boba Fett becomes the leader of the underworld. But this is, of course, obviously, before Return of the Jedi. This is in 19 BBY. This is like maybe a week or so after Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So he's happy to have Muchi back, obviously, Bib Fortuna, because it's a gift to Jabba the Hutt. And, Sid gives him... They split the bounty 70-30, so Sid gets her 70%, and the Bad Batch get their 30%, and then, they just chill for a little bit, and then in Episode 6... Omega starts training with her new bow that she got while she was on the Zygerian Empire planet. She starts training with it, and she has to tune out distractions, so she's going to have to work on that. They get contracted by Sid, the Trandoshan female, who is an informant of the Jedi, to go and find this separatist droid operator, because they were the strategists of all the droids. They were the reasons many of the separatist battles were won, because they calculated... You're going to have to forgive me somewhat with the yawning. It's just been kind of a long week, and I've been kind of drained. Sun, that's what the sun does to you. But, so anyway, they were the reasons many of the separatists won the battles, because they overcalculated. They not only defeated the clones, but they strategized them, if you will. And they're trying to find this droid head. So they get to this planet, and it's a smelting planet, basically, but it's not controlled by the Empire, but there's droid remnants left. It's like a private security force, basically. And they get to the planet, they get inside, they get the droid head, but not before they run into two ungodly characters. These two ungodly characters would be the Martez sisters, who are in the most boring arc of Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7. The arc where Ahsoka returns. Yeah. Not a fan of that arc, and I'm not a fan of those characters. They're just the two most obnoxious characters. Who's worse? Rafa, who's actually got a heart. Trace, the younger sister. But anyway, I digress. Wrecker hits his head while trying to grapple across this height, because, he's afraid of heights. And he starts to mimic the words, starts to say the words, "Good soldiers follow orders." Because his inhibitor chip has continually, over these last several episodes, more and more been hurting his head, giving him headaches. because it's been activated, but not fully. It's not been fully activated quite yet. But when will it be? I imagine sooner than later. Then Omega gets caught under this droid wreckage. And she has to fight her way out. And then Hunter gets to her, but not before Trace has to save her, because eventually Omega does fall nearly into the smelting pit where she would be, disintegrated pretty much. She throws a droid hand up to Trace, who saves her, pulls her up, but of course, right before she can pull her up, droids surround Trace, but then Hunter comes in and wrecks those droids, and they're able to pull Omega up, and they say, and he thanks her for saving her. So then they still have to fight all the droids out. They fight all the droids off, and then they get to the Bad Batch's ship, and then Trace and Rafa ask them, "Why are you here? Not helping the Empire? I thought you clones served the Empire now." And Hunter's like, "We're different. We don't do that." So they save the data from the droid head that got destroyed, the droid strategist's head, and they give it to Trace and Rafa, who are helping a rebellion against the Empire, the first seeds of the rebellion. Then at the end, they talk to a certain someone. We don't know who it is, but I'm going to suggest it's one of 4 people. It's got to be either Senator Organa, Ahsoka Tano, Captain Rex, or Boba Fett. That's who it has to be. I don't expect it to be anyone else. So, yeah, those are the episodes. The character development for Omega is continuing. The father-bond relationship between Hunter and Omega is continuing to go better as the episodes go on, as I predicted in previous episodes. And the relationship with the other Bad Batch members is also getting better. But yeah, overall, guys, it's going well. I'm enjoying the series for the most part. It's definitely filler right now, but I think it's definitely going to end on a freaking giant banger. It's definitely going to end well. I apologize for the yawning. I can assure you with the next episodes, there will be less of that, because I'm not going to allow that. And number 2, I'm not going to be as tired. I've been staying up super late because, I'm on vacation, but on Friday, Thursday night, I'm going to go to bed a little earlier so I can be well rested for episode 7 this Friday. Anyway, guys, hope that sums it up for you. They got some supplies, ran into Fennec Shand. They rescued a adolescent Rancor for Jabba the Hutt. And on top of that, Omega's learning to train not only her senses, tune out distractions, but learning how to use a weapon and be more mature. And she's learning and growing her worldview experience as the Bad Batch learn to survive in this ever-changing galaxy now run by the Galactic Empire, while they also seemingly help the seeds of the first rebellion emerge. Anyway, guys, take care. God bless. Make sure to hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. And as always, the Force will be with you, now and forever. Take care, guys.